welcome to the second edition of Post Show. I am Randy's Viper Girl.
And I, of course, am your venerable host. I don't know what that word means, but sod it, it'll do. Tom here, as per bloody usual. I'm gonna really roll out the British slang just to try and get a laugh. But here we go. We are reviewing WWE Hell in a Cell 2013. Now, going into this show, we are going in with our great WWE champion, WWE Vacant. Now, will WWE Vacant hold on to his title? We'll find out later in the card. But we start off with the kickoff, which is what they now call the WWE YouTube pre-shows. I haven't actually seen this one because living in the UK and getting up in the morning to watch the show. So, have you seen the pre-show?
I did actually. There was actually a big change in the pre-show.
Yeah.
Originally, it was supposed to be Big E Langston versus Curtis Axel.
With the Intercontinental Championship on the line.
Right. According to WWE.com, Axel suffered an injury, I believe it was Monday night.
It was a hip injury on Raw.
On Raw. And so they canceled the match, and it ended up being Kofi Kingston versus Mr. Money in the Bank, Damien Sandow. Now, everybody knows that Kofi Kingston has not really gotten a big push in the last couple of months.
No.
Ever since he came back from injury. And Damien Sandow, as per usual, is always flapping his jaws about how he is the undisputed savior of the masses.
The savior of the unwashed masses.
Exactly.
The intellectual savior.
Intellectual being the key word here, Tom. Intellectual. Damien Sandow won this match. Honestly, I think Kofi Kingston just got a little bit sidetracked. He started off as great. It was going good. Everything was perfect. But then Sandow hit that move I call the bow. And sadly, Kofi ended up losing, and I believe
it's called the Terminus. I think it's called Terminus.
It probably is. I believe that is exactly what it is called. And it is definitely a move that is powerful and apparently painful for the ones that end up on the receiving end of it. But getting into the more details of the match, Damien Sandow came out as he did the last pay-per-view, which was Battleground. He came out doing his promo, and he said, again, hinting that he was going to cash in his Money in the Bank contract.
As soon as he hints that he's cashing in, I'm instantly thinking, no, you're not.
And he learns it basically from those who have come before him, who have hinted when they're going to cash in and haven't actually done it. So he's definitely keeping everybody on their toes. But all in all, I would say that the pre-show match was it started off kind of slow, got a little bit of an intrigue, but I think as the show progressed on, it got a little bit better. So, all in all, let's talk about the triple threat match.
Yeah, the main pay-per-view starts with the triple threat match for the WWE. Is it just called the tag team titles now? Because they were at one point the undisputed, weren't they?
It's not unification or world tag. It's just WWE tag team titles. So we had the WWE tag team champions, the Rhodes brothers, Cody Rhodes and his brother Goldust. And we also had the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, and we had the Shield members, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Now, Tom, help me out on this a little bit. Did you find it strange that it started off with just the Rhodes and the Usos?
Yeah.
Because in a triple threat match, you see all three teams have one member of the team in the middle of the ring.
That's not how they did it, though, did they? Because
no, that was the strange thing. They started off with the Rhodes and the Usos, and it seemed like the Shield was sort of sitting to the side and saying, "Oh, well, we're not going to get involved." It was almost like
No. The way this match, this kind of match works, is that basically, you know, there's three teams, so that's 6 men. Two men are active, and you can tag anybody from the outside. It doesn't have to be your own tag team partner.
That's true.
So you tend to find.
Hey, Tom, we have a special guest wanting to enter the show.
Yeah, I know. We've just been it was sort of a last minute thing, but yeah, we'll do that. So yeah, I'll continue on with my point though. The way the match sort of works is obviously there's a lot of blind tags, and that I like, because I like the idea of if you want to get in on the match, you've got to do a blind tag. So yeah, I do like that kind of idea, and that's why I really like 3-team tag matches. I think they call them triangle. I would rather that than a triple threat match that works in the same way as a tag team match, because for me the whole idea of there being 3 guys in the ring and then each of them has a tag team partner, for me I don't think I'd enjoy that so much.
It started out kind of a crazy match, but I want to welcome our special guest, Katie Soul Girl.
Yay! Hello, guys.
This is very much what you call a last minute addition. It's almost like you know, we're in the middle of the ring doing our promo, and then your music hits, and you slowly, methodically make your way down to the ring.
Yeah.
Can you turn the lights back on? I'm quite scared in the dark.
I would if I could roll my eyes back into my head. But I can't actually do that. I can raise my arms in the air.
So, we're talking about the triple threat match between the Rhodes, the Usos, and the Shield.
Obviously, with this match, your winners at the end of the match. For me, this was your match of the night. But your winners obviously were the Rhodes brothers. And for me, going into the match, there was no way anybody else was winning the match, because how ridiculous would it be for them to win the titles like 2 weeks ago on Raw and then lose them 2 weeks later? You know, there was no way they were doing that
at all. It wouldn't have made sense. The Rhodes, but
then again, WWE has a thing for doing things that don't really make sense.
Yeah, they have done that, haven't they?
It also the thing about it is the Rhodes brothers also are coming into this with a very high determination. They want to prove that they aren't very easy to get rid of again. Like, you can't get rid of us that easy. I think what would have happened had the Rhodes brothers gone into this and lost their titles, Hunter would have come up with some type of excuse to sort of get rid of them.
Yeah, he's good at that.
So something that I want to put there on the table for people to think about is, I don't know if either of you have noticed, but the Rhodes brothers have got slightly new music.
They have.
It's Goldust's music with the addition of the dashing Cody Rhodes melody in the background, and I really, really like it.
It is good. I also think the fans need to tweet or go to WWE.com or maybe even tweet the Rhodes brothers. Get them to come up with a name, because they're a tag team that doesn't have a name.
Well, I am really surprised, because Goldust and Cody have been using it on Twitter. Why are they not called Rhodes Dynasty? Because the Rhodes Dynasty, because that's what they've been using.
Actually, I think. Let me look here. I think that was trending at one point.
Yeah, because Goldust uses it on Twitter all the time. I follow both Cody Goldust
Don't do that. Let me look here.
I mean, the only reason why WWE might not use it is it's not too far.
Cody uses it. Everyone uses it.
The only thing that might stop WWE from using it is there was a Hart Dynasty.
That could be it.
Yeah.
Do you want to use the same word for two tag teams?
There's also
Who, by the way, is not a rip-off of the Hart Foundation. Thank you very much.
no
It's
totally different.
I had somebody say that to me once.
Different generations. Yeah, I know I did.
But there was a there was a
also-
Hart Dynasty, and it makes you wonder, would WWE want to use the word dynasty again or dynasty? You know.
There's also another one that seems to be turning a lot, and it's Team Rhodes.
Team again though. Team Rhodes. You know, we've had Team Rogue
Rhodes Scholars.
Put my teeth in. Team Rhodes Scholars within the last year. So
I don't really see that. There's just a lot of different names that you can come up with for this particular tag team.
to be even if they went with the Rhodes Brothers or the Rhodes Brothers or the Rhodes Boys or something.
I call them when I refer to them, I say the Rhodes Brothers. I don't say Cody and Dustin. I just say the Rhodes Brothers because even though their ring names are different, their last name is still Rhodes. So
technically Runnels, but let's not get
Runnels,
into that.
But then you think about it, you have the Usos who use their last name.
Yeah.
So, WWE might be thinking, well, if we call them the Rhodes Brothers, we're sort of also we'll have to start calling the Usos the Uso Brothers.
Not necessarily. I mean, personally, they do need a tag team name. They've now got tag team music. They're the tag team champions, for Christ's sake. They really do,
At some point in the day or some point in time, Goldust is going to come on Twitter and be like, okay, we need a name here, people.
I've been
what you think.
Or doing what they did with Kane and Daniel and letting people vote on it, or
vote on a name for them. I could actually see that happening. That was very interesting how they come up with
that. There'll be some really lame options,
I think one of the ones I don't think a name that would be really good for them is Gold Dash.
No, that would what?
Gold Dash is dashing Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, but he hasn't been dashing Cody Rhodes for about 2 years.
Dashing in a while, so that option is out.
They've got to do something with the name because as much as I still find it really difficult to run on the fact that why is he Goldust? I mean, I know obviously he was Goldust, but when he came back for that one match,
I think it's because he's so more well known as Goldust than just plain Dustin.
Yeah,
I can understand him being Goldust now, but I mean when he came back for that one match a couple of weeks ago, well, about a month back, when he came for that one match to fight for his brother's career,
right?
He was like, "Yeah, okay, I'm here. Yeah, I'll do this match," and they're like, "Yeah, okay, put your paint on, put your Goldust gear on, pretend to be homosexual again,
People would have been wondering, because I don't think anybody other than the people that have been backstage maybe have seen Dustin outside of his makeup.
I have. He was on the Owen Hart tribute show.
Yeah. But he was still
he came
going
out
by
on SmackDown
Goldust.
in a suit.
He wasn't going by Dustin.
No, it didn't say Goldust on the thing when they put his name up there. It said Dustin Runnels, and I was like, who the?
Yeah, exactly. People don't know him as Dustin Runnels. They know him as Goldust.
Yeah.
Or before that, I believe he went by Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah.
And a few other names in TNA and places like that.
I don't really think that. I think it would be very hard if he suddenly was going by Dustin Rhodes again.
I think we might see him go by Dustin Rhodes somewhere down the line because obviously, as is known by wrestling standards, every new tag team breaks up eventually. And
especially if they're brothers.
So there's gonna have to be the feud somewhere down the line, and I think that feud will be at Mania, and I think it'll be Cody Dustin.
I think we'll have another another Hart Brothers and another Hardy Brothers match.
Well, it's easy to the build is easy for the match. Dustin simply comes out and says, "You know, Dad always loved you more." Sorted. You know, Dad always loved you more. You know,
At least it's not gonna be all convoluted like the Brothers of Destruction.
Or like the Hardys when it was getting into personal.
I can't keep that crap straight.
Don't worry, Brothers of Destruction will come up a bit later. Brothers of Destruction will come up a bit later during the Miz moment. But
I have a little prediction on that one. But we're gonna wait till we get to that promo, which actually is actually the next thing that happens.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I'm a
bit
behind.
Promo is actually the second thing that happens.
Yeah, so
I segued into it.
Yeah, so let's start with a few things that I want to question. The Miz appears on stage, comes out to his music in his full wrestling gear, yet he doesn't have a match.
Right, because he's injured.
So yeah, but I mean, he's in his full.
He's not scheduled to have a match.
He kind of sort of made an impromptu appearance.
Yeah.
You can sort of understand him coming out in his full ring gear if his full ring gear is like normal clothes. I don't know, like the Wyatt family, for example, who come out shortly after. But the Miz comes out and the Miz talks about how Bray Wyatt is always telling people to follow the buzzards. He tells Bray Wyatt to come out here and fight him. Wyatt appears on. Wyatt basically cuts a promo on Miz.
Promo as always.
Really good promo. And basically
creepy but very good. But very good. Gets to the point.
And once he finishes his promo, the lights go out. Everybody in the arena looks for Undertaker, but alas, it's Bray Wyatt.
Have you noticed how they always do that? They like whenever the lights go out, they cheer. It's like they're expecting Taker, and then
when they come out, everybody's like, "Ah, damn, it's just them."
Here's the interesting point. When the lights do finally go out and it's Undertaker's actual return, it'll be so much better because people will be expecting the Wyatts.
It will. Everybody will be like, I can just hear everybody screaming at the top of their lungs.
The lights will go out and everyone will be like, oh, it's the Wyatts again. No, hang on, that's a gong.
Hang on, I hear thunder and lightning. Hold on.
Yeah.
Because usually when he makes the lights go out, you hear the bong, and then it's like
3-bell tone, and then you hear and you see the flames coming up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, flames! Yeah, there's a good segue. Flames. So we hear a loud "We want Kane" chant, and almost right on cue, the fire pyro explodes, and out comes Kane. Kane comes into the ring. Kane comes into the ring, cleaning house of the Wyatt family, and then he chokeslams the Miz.
I don't know what that's about.
I don't either.
I just basically think
this is sort of my little prediction that I have.
I've got one as well.
I might make some. Our special guest might get a big grin on her face, just to warn you. But I could see a certain Undertaker coming back before Survivor Series next month.
I think he's back.
I knew she was going to do that.
I think he's back for Survivor Series, but
I could see a Brothers of Destruction reunion
against
the going after. I could see Taker and Kane going after the Wyatts, and actually, it would make for such an interesting storyline for the Brothers, for Kane to come back 1 month and then Undertaker come back.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it's sort of, Bray Wyatt is, yapping his jaws about how, he's going to show the Undertaker and Kane just how evil he can be, and he has the spirit of that Sister Abigail or whoever the heck she was on his side. And then Taker coming to the ring, and he's in his full gear, and he's got a mic, and he's cutting one of the best promos you've seen all year. and he's telling Bryant straightforward, you might have so and so on your side, but but the devil doesn't call me sir for no reason.
Do you think do you think he comes out in full? He comes out as full Undertaker character, or do you think they start to because at WrestleMania they started to humanize him a bit?
I think he would come out in full gear, as he usually does, and I think he would be standing. I think Kane would come out with him, or he would come out and cut a promo and then announce that he was gonna reunite with his brother, and the Brothers of Destruction were gonna take the Wyatts down to the pits of hell and steal their very souls.
I question whether Kane is back to the monster Kane, because he said nothing. He didn't even make any facial expressions.
Came out, he did it, he's done.
Yeah, came out, chokeslammed people, and left.
Which, honestly, if he has gone back to his monster gimmick, if he has gone back to a heel, it's definitely a sigh of relief.
I think
and
if he has come back as a heel, I'm gonna run and hide behind Big Brother.
I'm not sure
Randy.
I'm not sure it's came back as a heel, but what I think we see is
came back as he was
Rampage. Kane on a rampage. Kane on a rampage. He just kills. He just keeps appearing, killing people.
He's sort of doing I've noticed it sometimes. It seems right before Taker comes back, and Robin, I might have this wrong. Correct me if I do. But it seems like a lot of the time when he comes back, but right before Taker comes back, Kane starts getting that demonic aspect again.
Yeah, it's like he knows Big Brother's coming back.
And it's sort of like he comes out, he choke slams them, he destroys them, and then he does this for a couple of months, and then the next thing you know, he kind of goes quiet for a little bit. And then you get that big, and then it's like you get that big, you start getting the promos, the strange, creepy.
You can check something for me on the computer. Dollarama, where it is.
Huh? What's this?
Or the phone number I need. I've looked in the phone book and it's not there.
And you get, and you start getting the aspects like we did right before WrestleMania 28. Or WrestleMania 27, we started getting the promo shots, the aspects. I could see Taker coming back in and being like, sort of maybe talking to him on the side, maybe, planning something with Vince. And then I want to get this big match at.
So we go here from some amazing talk about the potential return of someone we all have in common, The Undertaker, and obviously Kane being back. We then segue onto something that none of us needed to see. Fandango and Summer Rae versus the Great Khali and Natalya. Question 1. Tyson Kidd is healthy. Why the fuck wasn't he in this match?
I asked myself the same question.
I don't know.
I think it's because they're not really pushing him as much as they should be. And just for all you fans out there, yes, I am pretty sure Tyson was very angry about this match.
Well, Tyson Kidd was actually on WWE TV about a week ago. He was part of the Los Locals.
And the other person was Ricardo
Rodriguez, yeah.
Very odd tag team. Very odd.
Yeah. So
basically,
we get a segment of Fandango and Summer Rae. They come out and dance.
And that was actually Summer Rae's WWE in-ring debut for the main roster.
Didn't she have a match on Raw?
She slapped Natalya in the brand.
And she wasn't scheduled to do her debut until this particular pay-per-view.
Yeah, well, let's skip this match to the finish. Natalia with a kick and an anvil clothesline. Good to see her using her dad's move. This leads to the finish. Natalia goes for the sharpshooter on Summer Rae. Summer blocked the submission attempt with a roll-up to 1, 2, 3. Fandango and Summer Rae get the win, and we all arrive back from the toilet.
We all arrived back from Snoozeville.
Yeah. So we now go to our we now go to our everybody get the quotation fingers ready. Our expert panel consisting of Josh Matthews, Dolph Ziggler, R-Truth, and Caitlin. Dolph Ziggler, R-Truth, and Caitlin.
Yeah, Ziggler.
Yes.
It was very interesting. It's very interesting how they sort of have that. That's something that the NFL actually does at their halftime. They have an expert panel.
Yeah, but WWE could do better than that. I think they should use legends.
I think they could do a little bit better. I think they could have, instead of using current superstars.
Like, I liked the WrestleMania one because it had, like, JR and Booker and Dusty Rhodes. All of them were, like,
Hall of Famers.
Oh, they should use legends. They've got enough of them working backstage.
They've got enough of them working around the whole area.
Yeah, there's enough of them working there. So, I mean, I don't like the idea of them using it to basically get people on the card, and especially since R-Truth was on the fucking poster.
Yeah, that's a strange thing too. He was actually wearing the same outfit he wore on the poster.
What?
R-Truth was on the poster. You might as well put me on the poster.
With the blue I call it a check tie, and his hair in the same. Of course, he's always had the dreadlock thing.
Okay, just so everybody knows, I didn't actually see the pay-per-view, so I'm kind of winging it, I guess.
Fine. But we'll go to our next match, which is for the United States Championship. It's Dean Ambrose defending against Big E Langston in a match added at the last minute.
Which came about during the pre-show.
Yeah.
The Shield were cutting a promo, so to speak, and Langston actually called Ambrose out.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, for a rookie, is very not very unusual.
Don't say rookie around that guy; he'll kill you.
To call out another rookie, it's not very unusual at all. But I think it just showed that Big E Langston wants to prove to everybody in the WWE that he's not someone's lackey.
Yeah.
That he is not the green rookie everybody believes he is. Ever since he came to the main roster, he's made a very big impact on not only, I think, the locker room, but on the fans as well, because everybody knows that even if he does lose a match, he doesn't lose it by making rookie mistakes. He does it, maybe he messed up somewhere, maybe he, didn't see an opening. I thought this match was very good, considering the fact that he hasn't had a title match before. And that he actually went for a title that is, I could say maybe second to last, but it's definitely a title that a lot of people go for the first time.
Let me put this question to the two of you. If the match had gone ahead as planned, Langston versus Axel, I think we'd be looking at a new Intercontinental Champion, because I think WWE's had enough of Axel, and I don't think they'd have put the belt on Langston, because Langston is getting a big push.
I think they would have too. I think.
And that's
no offense to Curtis Axel, and this is
Don't worry, he won't listen to this.
This is my opinion. He doesn't have the stamina to be champion for a long period of time.
Can I just say something quickly?
Yeah.
He's not his dad, that's for damn sure.
Exact. Thank you. I was trying to put it nicely, but you said it for me.
Thing is, though, anybody who is second or third generation is always going to be compared to their dad.
It's gonna be that way for however long they do it.
You know, the Rock was compared to his.
Randy has been compared to his.
Yep.
I try not to do that.
Dustin and Cody are compared to Dusty, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Ted DiBiase Jr. was compared to his father.
Yep.
Natalia isn't so much compared to her dad.
But that's kind of because
she's a diva.
Yeah, there's two. You can't be like, oh well.
David Clark Smith, of course, was compared to his father, which is no question.
Yep.
And he's not his dad, but Tyson Kidd at times is compared to Bret Hart.
Well, duh, that's who trained him.
He's not his dad, but he is, in a way, he is now. He's family. He's always been family to them. So I think it's just, Curtis Axel is, like Robin said, he's not his dad. He doesn't seem to have the same, for a guy who's been in there for 3 years, his skill level is still sitting at rookie. Most you see them, by the time they've been in there 3 years, they've grown a lot as far as characters go. He hasn't grown very much.
WWE didn't exactly give him much to work with, though. I mean, Michael McGillicuddy, come on.
No.
I write better names than that.
Putting him in next... It's almost like they would rather people remember who his dad was.
Yeah.
Rather than really concentrate on who he is.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a strange feeling that WWE might be saying, we wish you luck in all your future endeavors.
I think he might be gone soon. Yeah.
I'm not saying he should be released. I'm just thinking that WWE could possibly do that.
The guy's got potential, but you've got to book him right.
He's got to get to a different level. Putting him with Paul Heyman was a big step. I think I don't like Paul.
I wish Paul Heyman would just go away already.
I don't like Paul Heyman.
Don't worry, that's the next match.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the good stuff in just a sec. But I think Paul Heyman could do something for him. I think he could actually give him what he needs to become a better wrestler. But as of right now, I don't really think Curtis Axel is much up to par.
Well, let's clarify
Let's get into the fun stuff.
Let's clarify the end of this Langston Ambrose match. It ends with a count out. Langston declared the winner by count out, so Langston wins the match but doesn't win the belt.
And for those of you who are wondering, Dean Ambrose had to have 8 stitches on his chin, and Biggie Langston had to have 10 stitches around the eye.
Yeah.
Ow.
So no one came out unscathed this time.
I wish they'd take that belt off Ambrose already.
Don't we all? Okay. That's the match everyone has been dying for since.
Yeah, let's go into one of the matches. Let's go into one of the instances of the match that gave the show its name. This match is a Hell in the Cell. And it is a 2-on-1 handicap match.
But it ends up being a 1-on-1 with the fact that a certain wimp, aka also known as the Walrus.
I do like that he did this. I really did.
Comes out on, I'm not really sure what you call it.
He comes out on like a cherry
something
picker.
That's used from WrestleMania 3. If any
he
of
comes
you
out on a
remember
cherry picker.
Oh, like the little cart
thingies?
Sort of like the cart that the like Andre the Giant had just come out of the ring on, but one that had like a lift in it.
Like Shawn Michaels used at WrestleMania 25, I think is.
And he pulls it. It pulls down to ringside, and then it elevates, and Heyman stands on top of the cell.
On top of the cell.
Yeah.
Hey, nobody's allowed up there.
And stands there.
And stays there for the rest of the match.
Nobody's allowed up there except the dead man. Get off the top of the thing.
And he stays there for the rest of the match.
And the match starts. CM Punk came into this match with a lot of anger.
Yeah.
And that anger sure as heck paid off.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was Ryback never really did get a good edge in this match. He never really got a hand up. Punk was a man full of fury.
Yep.
And the best part, I think the part that really had everybody on their feet was when he put Ryback through that table. Because everybody knew he had it right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the one thing from the crowd's reaction, I wish I'd have been there to see this in person. I loved it. Punk grabs the kendo stick
and shoves it down his trunks.
His back, using it as a back scratcher, and scales the top of the cell.
Oh boy! I
can
see where this is
going. The walrus.
I can see where this is going.
Standing up there, like the chicken that he is.
I can see where this is going.
And the next thing here is kendo meat flesh.
Yep, a lot.
I knew that was gonna happen.
It is about. I'm not really sure how many hits. I lost count after 5.
I think we can safely say CM Punk uses that kendo stick to give Paul Heyman the beating that he's wanted to give Paul Heyman for months now.
And then he GTS'd him right on top of the thing.
Yep.
Honestly, I think what would have made it a little bit more epic
if the cell gave way.
Push him off the top.
But if Punk had have sort of some way been able to lift the big walrus on his shoulders and put him through the cell.
Mm-hmm.
That would have made me very happy. But, I say this because I don't like I said, I don't like Paul Heyman, but I don't want to see anyone go through what Mick Foley did.
Yeah.
Oh, God, don't.
You don't want to... The Hell in a Cell is one of the hardest and most dangerous structures there is.
Sad thing is, I can't believe I'm about to say that, but that was all Undertaker's fault. I don't think he's ever going to hear this.
No, he's not. But Hell in a Cell is one of the first most dangerous matches in the WWE before you get to the Chamber.
Yeah.
The Chamber is a little more dangerous because it's pure iron, but Hell in a Cell is one of those matches that anything happens, it's a no holds barred.
Yeah.
And it's as much as people say, oh, well, it's a punishment match. It's not a punishment
Not
match.
anymore.
It's a match that has taken on its own form. I
think the last time it was a punishment match was in 2008 when Vicky put Edge in it.
Yeah, that was the last time it was actually used for punishment. Now it's more of a revenge.
Yeah, and finality.
Well, now it's just a match that's used on a pay-per-view, whether or not the match needs it. Now the uses of the Hell in a Cell this pay-per-view needed it, but
you really needed people to see that Paul Heyman CM Punk wanted this. I think he really wanted this storyline to be over.
Mm-hmm.
I think he really wanted to say, I want to finish this, and I want to finish it now because I want to move on to something better. I've been at this for 3 months. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of dealing with Heyman. I'm tired of dealing with his goons. I want to finish this. I want to prove to everybody that I am what I say I am. And he did that in a very vicious way. But I've seen viciouser matches in this particular situation.
So next up we get a promo from Daniel Bryan promoting towards the main event, talking about how he hopes Shawn Michaels is a fair referee, and basically just Daniel Bryan cuts a promo,
cutting his normal promo as they do.
And then we have another match. Now everybody on your feet, ready to run to go to the loo because it's Los Matadores versus the Real Americans.
American jackasses.
Can I just say something? I like Los Matadores. I don't like the Real Americans, but
Los Matadores is actually quickly becoming one of my favorite tag teams.
I can't stand them.
My favorite thing was when El Torito.
I think the thing that makes their tag team is El Torito. He is a very funny little mascot who can do apparently a lot of damage. This
Like
match
boring Zeb Coulter in the butt.
Yeah, exactly. This was one of those matches that you sort of needed to kind of let everything settle down from the Punk Heyman ordeal, and the match was basically your comic relief. You needed something to make you laugh after you just basically yelled your lungs out at the fact that Heyman got his butt handed to him on a silver platter, no doubt. And Los Matadores comes out with little El Torito, and they face a real American jackasses. And yes, Zeb Coulter, you are a jackass. I will say it out loud again.
You really don't like Zeb Coulter,
I think he's
no, I don't. Ever since he insulted Texas, I don't like the man.
I think he's brilliant, but that's for another day.
Honestly, I have heard people say that Zeb Coulter is actually one of the best managers they've ever seen since Jimmy the Mouth of the South Hart.
He's better than Jimmy Hart.
I'll give credit where credit is due to Zeb Coulter. He can cut a fierce promo. And he knows.
I just don't like the fact that he insults everybody.
That's kind of his job, though.
That's the issue with him. The Border Wars was back in '97.
Let it go already.
Exactly.
Immigration is still a big problem today, though.
Immigration into the U.S. has always been a problem. It's always going to be a problem. There's not going to be a solution to that. We cannot stop people from coming into this country, no matter how hard they try.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean people can't be mad about it.
Well, people can be angry about it all they want. I just don't think it belongs in a place where kids watch it. I don't think it should be,
The thing that I have to put out there is simply, if you watch every time they do a promo, Coulter and the Real Americans, how many people in the crowd play along? How many people in the crowd put their hand on their heart and in a loud, clear voice say, "We the people"? People do it. So that means there are people who believe that stuff.
There are people that believe it. I'm just not one of those people. I'm not one of those people.
That's your prognosis,
That's my prognosis, and everyone has their own opinion.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
They want to believe that, all the power to them, but
exactly. It's but I just don't like it, and but that's just me.
Yeah. So either way, this match ends with Los Matadores getting a double facebuster.
Yeah, and El Torito screwing. Well, actually, I should say charging Zeb Coulter, and then also charging Antonio Cesaro. So coming back, as Tom so windily put it, from the loo, we get into the World Heavyweight Championship match between World Heavyweight Championship Alberto Del Rio
and the Almighty Superman himself, John Cena.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just glad that John Cena won, so that Alberto doesn't have the belt anymore, and he can go.
I'm going to say, and
but it pisses me off that John did. Hey,
well, I'm just gonna say it. I was glad to see Cena back.
It bugs me that he didn't have to work for it, but
he looked a lot better than I had seen him look in the last couple of months since the year started. He looked a lot healthier. He looked a lot more like the old Cena that I remember. You saw a lot of that fire and a lot of that tension. But I will say this. Everybody was asking, did John Cena come back a little too early?
Yep.
I think he did.
He has a habit of doing that. So it wouldn't surprise me if he did.
I think he came back too early because if you notice throughout the match, he definitely was paying close attention to that elbow.
And
Cena has come back from 2 other major surgeries. He's come back from a torn pectoral muscle and a broken neck, so to speak.
Yep.
And both times he's come back, he's been at full 100%.
Not with the pectoral muscle.
The pectoral muscle, yeah, came back a little too soon for that one.
But the neck, yeah.
But this one, I think it was just too soon. I think this one, he came, even though he said he was going, he was going to physical therapy every day, he was getting stronger, he was lifting his weights, he was, doing what he was supposed to be doing in order to come back to this. I just think he came back too soon. I think he wasn't at his full. I think he wasn't at his full potential this time.
Yeah.
Del Rio had him in a lot of compromising positions.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of opportunistic pins. Cena has always come back with a fire, and he came back. He had the fire. It's just that you have to wonder if he was second guessing himself a lot. Especially when he would, if you would notice during the match, he would sort of take a breather and he would check that elbow.
Yeah.
To make sure, and he would always, check the brace, make sure it was, on there properly. I think WWE cleared him a little too soon. I think as far as making a bad judgment call on someone's health, yep. That was definitely it.
Yep.
Yep. Now, ahead of, there's a couple of points that I wanna get into about this match. Obviously, Cena wins and is the new World Heavyweight Champion.
Yay.
Ahead of this match, I thought that there was one of two things, but the one thing that I thought would happen but didn't was I thought Alberto Del Rio would hurt Cena post match and we'd have a cash in.
That
was really?
That's what I thought we'd see. That's what I thought we'd see.
You saw Del Rio came into this very confident, and normally he never comes.
When is he not confident?
This was overly confident. I mean, extremely overly cocky confident. He came out waving the Mexican flag and all that bizarro stuff. He came into this overly confident because he knew Cena wasn't at 100%.
Sometimes overconfidence can
come back to back you in the tush.
Bite you in the ass.
Exactly. It is just one of those. Del Rio had multiple pinning options,
and he didn't do it.
Pinfalls a lot of the time. It wasn't until the match got slowly closer to where it was winding down that you saw Cena pick up his steam.
Yeah.
That you saw.
Isn't that usually what happens, though?
Well, sometimes he comes into these things with a little bit more fire and a little bit more passion than he normally would.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, he came in very cautious. He came in watching his back, paying very close attention to his elbow. But when he finally picked up speed and he finally got going, he came out blazing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are probably not happy about the fact that he is World Heavyweight Champion for the second time.
I just wish they had made him work for it.
There is
like everybody else
there is another thing that I think might come from this. Now Cena is the World Heavyweight Champion.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know where they're going with this. I think he's going to hold it till WrestleMania.
I believe you were correct there, Tom.
I think he's going to hold it until WrestleMania and put it up against a particularly dead man from Houston.
Oh, for the love of Pete!
I really do.
You shouldn't have said that to her. She's not happy about it.
I think that's what they're going to do.
Taker's going to win, because he always does.
Oh,
honestly, yeah, but, if Cena holds this till WrestleMania, and he does face The Undertaker for the championship, I said if, not does.
I think that's going to happen.
I can't help it.
If he does, you have to figure, will Sandow risk his life and limbs and soul to beat The Undertaker in the middle of the ring?
He's brave, not stupid. Okay, all I'm going to say about Sandow is he's brave, not stupid.
Technically, how does the streak work? If Taker has a match with Cena at WrestleMania and he wins the championship from Cena,
If we all know he will, probably.
what would be the status of the streak if someone cashed in immediately after the match?
I think we would have a big problem.
Yeah.
Would that technically count as a WrestleMania match?
I don't think it would, because first of all, if Sandow is risking life, limb, and soul,
and mind,
thank you, and brains, which he has none of.
Thing is, if he cashes in on the Undertaker, and I know it's Undertaker's old catchphrase, but that'll make him famous.
Yeah.
It would make him famous. It would make him famous, but it would also make him one of the most hated men ever.
Yeah.
Even if he was to go from being heel to face, he would still be the most hated man ever, because he had the nerve to ruin Undertaker's big moment. Going 22-0. He would become probably the most hated person ever. Both in the ring and possibly in the locker room.
I've always wanted to see whether this is actually something they're allowed to do. Can you cash in during a match?
No.
Have they ever established that you can't? Because
they haven't established that you can't, but
they never do it. They never condone it.
I mean, let's just spitball here for a moment. What if Taker hits the choke slam on Cena at WrestleMania, knocks him out cold, Sandow rushes the ring, smacks Taker in the back of the head with the briefcase, hands the briefcase to the referee and pins Cena, and then fucks off?
It would have had to. You'd have had to gone into triple threat. You'd have to go into triple threat rules. Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know. Who knows?
Could you then effectively win the championship in the middle of a match, and then because neither Cena or Taker has pinned either, the match continues as a singles non-title?
I don't know.
I don't really know if it could come to that.
Because then Sandow could argue, well, I won during the Undertaker's match, and then Taker could argue, well, I didn't lose, and
I think it would be a great big coup.
But the only thing is, like, it would be like Sandow would be like, I interfered in Taker's match, and then Taker would be like, I didn't lose, and then John would just be like, I lost.
And then
I mean, that'd be something that'd be funny to think about.
Like this, Taker does not like for his matches to be interrupted. Bad things.
That's a very valid point.
When you interrupt. Ask anyone who's ever been with them.
Bad things happen when you interrupt him. Period.
Just ask John Cena what happens. It's the only way that I could see it being fair for Sandow to cash in at WrestleMania is to make it a triple threat. Sandow,
like, he comes out, cashes it in, and then it's okay.
Let's go from it being a one-on-one. Let's make it a triple threat.
What?
Yeah, but the thing with that is, if Sandow pins Cena, technically Taker still loses.
Okay, then we do have a problem. I just don't really see how you can do that in the middle of a streak match. Because in order for Taker to keep the streak going, he has to win.
And they're not going to compromise
that.
They're
not going to compromise a streak loss for a rookie like Sandow.
Would it? Taker has always said, if he feels that him losing the streak can make somebody a star, he'll do it.
Really?
Yeah, he said that.
I've never heard that.
I just don't see him.
He has said if he thinks he can make someone a star, he'll do it.
Typical.
Sandow really needs something.
I just don't.
Yeah, but not that.
I just don't believe. I've made mention of this. I don't know if this is true, but I've made mention of this before. for, I believe Taker, behind the scenes, picks his WrestleMania opponent.
And then they fit it into the storyline.
And then they put it into the storyline. I don't see him hand-picking Sandow.
Not unless Sandow does something really big in the next little while.
Unless Taker sees something in him that we don't.
Haha, you called him Mark. I caught that.
Ah, dang it.
I do.
Went on that one.
I really do think Sandow could be a really big star.
He could.
And I think cashing in on Undertaker is something that, and I mean, then you've technically
You can do it anywhere, just don't do it there.
The thing you think, okay, so what about if Taker wins against Cena, comes out on Raw, Sandow attacks him on Raw?
I'd be fine with that.
I could see that. That would probably be a definite better option.
Besides, yeah, because Sandow's not, like I said, he's brave, not stupid.
Exactly. Vince McMahon, honestly, the way he sees Taker.
Is he looks at Taker and he sees dollar signs in his eyes.
Exactly. If he thought.
Hell, even Hunter's like that.
Exactly. Heck, Hunter's admitted it.
Yep.
If he thought for 1 second, if Vince McMahon thought for 1 second that Taker losing the streak to Sandow would make him a gajillion dollars, millions of dollars, put it that way.
Then he really has gone senile.
He would do it. But I honestly,
I genuinely think whether or not the streak continues is entirely Taker's decision.
Well, it's like
there is no way Vince would force book Taker to lose, because Taker just wouldn't do it. You know, Taker has so much respect in the back. I genuinely think if they screwed Taker out of a match, Taker could close the company, because everybody would just do what Taker says. He runs that locker room.
He's the
Taker will do
locker room.
Okay, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but Taker will do what's best for business, quote unquote.
Yeah, and I genuinely think a cash-in on Taker at WrestleMania could make Sandow a star.
Vince isn't going to do that.
Vince is not going to risk life, limb, and soul.
He's already had his fair shares of run-ins with Taker, and it never goes well.
And he is. And another thing is, I could see Taker going to Vince and saying, you know, Vince came up with the idea. Vince ran the storyline by him. You know, hypothetically ran the storyline by him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Taker goes to Vince and says, I'll do it, but on one condition. You have to let me beat the shit out of this kid.
Before he pins me.
Before he pins me.
Yeah.
You cannot let him get the upper hand on me before he pins me. I've got to beat him within an inch in his...
Oh yeah, Taker would absolutely beat the hell out of him.
He would...
Could you imagine the shock and horror?
Sandow's already been tombstoned by the Undertaker, and he was whining about it a week after the fact.
Could you imagine the shock on the faces of the people in the crowd, though? Taker has just spent 20 minutes beating Sandow from left to right, from front to back, from north to south, in every single corner, you know, beating the living shit out of him, and Sandow sneaks the win. And Sandow rolls him up or something. Could you imagine the crowd would be like, yeah, you know, Undertaker's beating him, yeah, you know, finish him off, Undertaker.
And then...
Oh my god!
Shit, what just happened?
What the hell just happened?
I know someone that would faint out of her chair.
Yes, I would. I would faint out of my chair.
If that would happen. But, like I said, this all depends on who Taker wants to face at WrestleMania this year.
I think he's facing Cena, and that's why I think it's a cash-in.
Well, people have been singing saying Sting, Cena, Goldberg,
Lesnar, Ryback.
which nobody wants him to face.
Nobody
Ryback.
wants him to face. I think, honestly,
Nobody wants him to face Ryback.
If handpicks anybody, if Taker handpicks anybody this year, I think we could possibly see, and I could have this wrong as heck, and please let me. I believe we could see Taker going up against someone that we never thought we would ever see go up against him, and I think that would be Daniel Bryan.
That would be wow.
I think Bryan's going to be in the WWE title match at WrestleMania. So
Bryan, you'd have a hard time with Bryan because he has a hard time fighting the fast people.
You don't really know what goes on. You don't really. I think right now he's probably looking at the roster. He's probably watching the Raws and the SmackDowns, and he's probably studying each member of the roster.
You know, people have even said Dean Ambrose.
No, not Ambrose.
That'd be brilliant, though. But as much
but Ambrose is gonna have to do something really big in the next little while.
As much as I love talking about potential WrestleMania opponents for The Undertaker, that's not why we're here. So
let's get back on track here.
So let's move on to the next match, which is the WWE Divas Championship. I will say at this point, if people want us to literally just sit and talk about, and if viewers want us to just talk about Undertaker's possible WrestleMania opponents, just let us know. We'll do it.
In this match.
We'll do it. After checking in,
or go take a long nap.
Mm-hmm. So the next match, the WWE Divas Championship, AJ Lee versus Brie Bella. My prediction going into this match was Brie Bella to win. I was wrong.
I am pissed.
The thing about AJ, honestly to God, is that she waits until she knows they're tired. She knows.
And then she does what she has to do.
Given everything they've got. And the little witch pounces.
Yeah. I guess I wasn't so far off the mark with counting.
Honestly, if AJ wasn't so short.
Short?
I can't think of another word to call her.
Small.
Okay.
Small.
Petite?
Well, we'll go with petite.
Is that the word? I don't know.
She's not tall. She's not like the other divas. She's not very tall.
She's not very tall.
She's very petite.
Mm-hmm.
She's very...
If she wasn't so petite, she wouldn't be able to get away with that, though.
If she wasn't as petite and she was more muscular and she was taller, she wouldn't be able to be so calculated as she is. If you watch watched her over the last couple of months, ever since she won the Divas title from Caitlyn, AJ has become calculated. She
knows what she's gonna do before she even gets
before she does it, but she waits until she has the perfect opportunity before she does it.
Reminds me of Randy, kind of.
Yeah, just a little bit. If Brie could have, she broke the Widow's Hold at one point. She broke it at one point during the match. What happened was she still had that injury from a couple of weeks ago.
Brie got injured? I thought it was Nikki that got injured.
What? Remember Brie had the upper part of her arm wrapped?
Oh, yeah, right.
Okay. She still had, I think she might have still been suffering a little bit from that. If she'd have gone into this match, if she hadn't have gotten hurt, I think Brie probably would have come out on top. I think we would have a new Divas champion. But then again, I would also expect Tamina to capitalize on that.
I am just waiting for the moment Tamina gets bored of listening to AJ.
I think she's...
Yeah.
If you saw her face on SmackDown Friday night, when she was walking out with AJ, she had that look of boredom on her face. I think she's getting bored of her very quickly.
Yep.
So everybody's just kind of waiting for, wait for Tamina to turn on AJ and then see what happens.
It always happens though with the bodyguard angle. That always happens.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels and Diesel.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Shawn Michaels and Diesel.
Who turned on who? I forget.
I think Diesel turned on Shawn.
He did.
Okay.
Yeah, he did. Nash turned on Shawn.
I don't remember that because
I think
it was a while ago.
I think the big thing is that Tamina is gonna turn on AJ anytime the next month or so, maybe. And when she does, AJ is going to be a lot more cuckoo cachoo than she is now. Because you see the way she sort of adores the Divas title.
Yeah. She talks to the fucking thing.
Exactly.
Could AJ put that Black Widow on somebody bigger?
No, not somebody
Maybe.
like Tamina.
Maybe.
Has she ever put it on Natalia? Because Natalia's quite a stocky girl.
I don't think so.
Natalia's quite a stocky girl.
I don't think she has. No, I don't think she has. I think Tamina is taller. And she's built like Beth Phoenix. In weight. No, I don't think AJ would be able. I've seen AJ in a match with Tamina before when she first started out, and this was at a house show about 2 years ago. AJ was never able actually to pin Tamina because she is fat. Yes, AJ is fast. She's quick. But
That's because she's skinnier than I am.
She is also... She doesn't know how to... How do I say this? She doesn't know how...
She's not somebody who can wrestle every diva you put in front of her.
Exactly. She can't wrestle someone that's bigger than her because it's like... Okay, it's like you have a bully and the victim. You know... the victim is always someone who's smaller than the bully.
Yeah.
And that's actually what the problem is. AJ's not going to be able to get the Black Widow around Tamina. Because
AJ can't adapt to the opponent that's standing in front of her.
No, unless the opponent is her weight class and, closer to
her in height, yeah.
Which, honestly... Brie and Nikki are not very petite. They're petite. But they're not as...
I think AJ is the smallest.
She is.
Nikki sure as hell isn't petite, but that's more to do with her surgeon than anything else.
Yeah. I think the thing about the reason that she was able to get it around Brie is because Brie is not very masculine. Brie is very fit. She's more model size, and that's basically why it was so easy for AJ to get the Black Widow on her. Of course, it's also very easy to get the Black Widow around somebody like Eva Marie. If it ever comes down to it.
Please don't. I don't want to see that. Eva Marie can't even bump properly.
Eva Marie can't do a lot.
What about JoJo? I've never seen JoJo wrestle before.
You know that would actually be if JoJo can go. Because two tiny little women,
That would be an even Steven match for AJ because she'd have somebody of her own height.
In fact, I think AJ would be big next to her.
Have either of you ever seen JoJo wrestle?
AJ is just a little bit taller than JoJo.
JoJo's never had a match.
No.
Okay. So I'm not the only one.
She's, for some reason, they are pushing Eva Marie more than they are JoJo.
Incidentally, mentioning JoJo, have you heard the rumours of who JoJo's shacking up with at the moment?
I hear rumors she's supposed to be shacking up with John Cena, but...
No. The rumours are that JoJo is with Randy Orton.
Yes, I've heard those rumors. I've seen the rumors. I've seen the things. And also, it's very interesting. Randy is the only person. She's the only person Randy follows on Twitter.
Yep.
But I saw on her. I got a little curious, and I looked on her Twitter, and she seems to be in a relationship with a Jesse White, who is the son of
Vader. Yeah.
So I don't really expect that she is in a relationship with Randy Orton. One, there is a huge age gap, and don't get me started. JoJo is only 19. Randy is 33. And you know how it ended with her and Justin Gabriel. You know, he wouldn't go out with her because of the age gap. I think what it is that Randy might be a mentor to her. He might be trying to...
Randy mentoring anybody is just...
He might be trying to sort of teach her things that she needs to know.
Maybe.
And if the rumors are true, I'm not saying they are, if the rumors are true, if they are going out, I will put it this way. I don't think she will be in such a compromising position as anyone who has ever dated John Cena.
No. I also think if she's with Randy Orton, she's going to get the push of a lifetime.
Definitely.
I mean a WWE push. I don't mean a push in another way.
Well,
we got it. I just don't. The thing about it is that if she is dating Randy Orton, and if something does happen, if they do break up, I don't see her getting kicked out the door very quickly. Because unlike Cena's ex...
He got Mickie James kicked out the door, basically.
Yeah, she's not going to end up like Mickie James did. I think the only way she would end up like Mickie James is if the WWE just thought she was basically a waste of time.
We'll see when she has her first match.
We'll see what she looks like in the ring, and also
is Eva Marie really that bad though?
Well, I'll put it to you this way: if you lie to an executive of the company and say you know how to ballroom dance when you don't know how to ballroom dance.
No, I mean wrestling, not.
I think that if you watched that match that they had, the first Eva Marie match, she couldn't even sell properly.
She didn't even know how to do a clothesline.
Yeah, Deanna, do you know what selling is? Just so you know.
That's the thing. If you can't even do a clothesline, which is such a basic move.
Yeah.
And if she went, and also if you noticed, when she went to dunk the move, she didn't dunk all the way down. She ducked.
Dude, what are you sending me?
I just took a screen print of Randy Orton's Twitter.
I know, I've seen it.
just for the sake of backing that up.
Just for the sake of backing up that we're not lying.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it in the video as well.
Oh fuck, my computer.
It's one of those things that.
Phew.
If she can't even duck down properly. Yeah, I noticed. What? If she can't duck. When she ducked, she basically squatted down. When you duck, you're supposed to fold all the way over. She just basically squatted down to her knees and waited and got kicked in her pretty face.
When she was actually on the floor, supposed to be taking a beating, she literally just laid there like a turtle that's been rolled onto its back.
Exactly. She doesn't know how to sell herself. She can come out just in the most amazing outfits and sell the outfit.
Yeah.
But as far as getting in the ring and doing anything, she can't sell crap.
The only person who I've ever heard of not selling is Taker, because at first they made him do that so it would make it look like, okay, he really is a dead man who can't get affected by
The problem with Eva Marie is it's not that they've told her not to sell. It's the fact that she doesn't know how.
It's the fact that she just can't do it. And honestly,
I could probably do it.
I don't know, but I bet you anything she is still riding the thin ice.
No, she's never. WWE won't get rid of her because, frankly, they can sell pictures of her to men.
I'm gonna put it this way. I would love to see a diva come in there that, you know, you have divas like Natalya and Tamina who are buff.
Mm-hmm.
And who are, you know, and Caitlyn, who are very, you know, masculine. But
I don't know. Have you seen Natalya's MySpace page?
I've seen her Twitter.
Questions.
It's not it's not the fact that they can't sell people like Natty and Tamina and Caitlyn. It's the fact that they want people like Eva Marie.
Yeah.
Because the divas have always been skinny.
Or essentially, they're supposed to be eye candy.
But Trish Stratus and Lita broke the barrier when they came, and they could both fight like it was going out of style.
Well, Trish Stratus learned how to wrestle while she was there, because when Trish first came in, she really was just tits and ass.
Well, but Lita wasn't that way.
No.
And China, I'm not even gonna get into that bitch.
Let's really not get into China, or we will have to make this show X-rated. Oh.
He's a man.
Let's just put it this way.
Unfortunately, I've seen all of the films.
Okay, let's just put it this way.
My brain hasn't recovered yet.
She can handle herself in the ring with a guy. We'll end it with that and move on.
She's a she-man.
Move on to the vacant WWE Championship match.
Why, Sean?
Okay, can we sort of backtrack this and build up to the match with this one?
Yes.
Tom, what do you think?
Yeah, let's move. Let's step forward in the show, because we really have gone over our period of time. We've got the main event coming up next, I think.
Yes, we do.
Obviously we've got a backstage scene of Shawn Michaels and Triple H seen talking, but that's it. We'll go into the vacant WWE Championship.
Gee, I wonder what they were talking about.
Yeah, we'll go into the vacant WWE Championship match. It is a Hell in the Cell. Special referee, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan.
A match that is quickly becoming controversial.
Yep. You can say that again.
I want to make a point in this before we go on. Shawn Michaels, sad but true, was put in a position, the same position he was put in 2 years ago at WrestleMania 28. Shawn was caught.
Only this time he was caught between his protege and somebody he absolutely hated instead of his best friend and somebody.
What it was, he was caught between the company that he loved and his best friend.
Yeah, pretty much.
And sadly, this time, I don't think Hunter gave him an option. At WrestleMania 28, Shawn went with his instincts.
No, he didn't.
Well, he kind of did.
I don't think he did, because of something Taker said.
He did go with his instincts.
Whatever.
Shawn went with his instincts at 28 because he knew that no matter how hard Hunter fought, no matter how hard Hunter tried, he knew, and he told Hunter, you can't win.
He knew Taker was going to keep getting up and keep getting up.
Instinct. This time around, Shawn was caught in a very, very rough position.
Probably worse than the first time.
It was a lot worse than the first time. Shawn Well, let's get into the match, and then I'll explain a little bit more about this. I'll get into this a little bit further detail when we get to the end of it.
Mm.
The match started off with Randy getting the upper hand.
Surprise, surprise, not.
Now, Daniel Bryan came into this thing very confident, which, honestly, for the first time going to Hell in a Cell, I will say this. He was very brave going in there, very confident.
Oh, yeah.
I would be freaking scared shitless going in there.
Also, I believe that Daniel came into this thinking, Shawn is not going to do anything drastic. The match actually, for the most part, was in favor of Daniel Bryan.
Good. I like Daniel Bryan.
I sure as hell didn't see what happening, because for me, I thought it would be. I was hoping for a clean finish.
That's actually what I was hoping for.
We've had a fucked finish for the last three or four shows now.
The way the match went downhill was when Daniel made the mistake of bringing out all those steel chairs.
Yeah, he got like half a dozen of them or something like that. I think it said.
Yeah,
I loved that.
It was half a dozen. It was very tactful of him, but it was also the biggest mistake he could make.
Yeah.
Put steel chairs in a ring.
Steel chairs in a ring with a guy that knows his way around a steel chair.
Put steel chairs in a ring with the guy like Randy Orton. You're dead.
It's very dangerous. And also, the turning point of the match was when Daniel got superplexed onto those steel chairs. And I don't even want to think about what happened.
To be honest though, he didn't land properly on those chairs.
No,
he landed. I think his back of his thighs sort of landed there, didn't it?
Landed on the front part of one of the chairs. From what I saw.
The back of his thighs, I think, was as far down as it went.
They said when he landed, his thighs took the most punch.
Mm. Oh, could you imagine if he landed on those chairs back first?
Oh, medic!
Bad enough seeing Taker get hit in the chair back first, but landing on it from up there.
Not to be not to be making light of it, but if he'd landed back first on those chairs, we'd need a real life Undertaker.
Yes, we would.
An actual, not the Undertaker, an Undertaker.
An actual Undertaker. It's and also I think another bad. I think Triple H, of course. I don't know if you saw it coming, Tom. I did. My uncle did. I knew Hunter was going to come out.
Mm-hmm. I figured.
And interrupt that match.
I figured.
He came out, he told Shawn, he was like, you got to stop doing that. You got to just pin him already. Just count him. And he started getting mad, started taking off his jacket, started loosening his tie, started getting up close to the cell. And then he becomes a distraction.
Yep.
Typical.
I was a bit confused when he started climbing the cage.
Or not. Daniel had that match.
I don't like Triple H. You guys know this.
Shawn had not have been distracted.
Yeah.
And then if Randy hadn't have bumped into him, well, not bumped, more like shoved him into the corner.
They don't like each other, remember?
But this is where I think Shawn sort of kind of had his issue. Hunter got Dr. Sampson and was putting him into the ring because he was scared. He was actually afraid that Shawn was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'll admit, the way Shawn went down, it looked like Shawn might have been hurt. He got him in the ring. Dr. Sampson was checking on him. Hunter turned around. Daniel kicked him right in the smack in the schnoz.
With that running knee thing.
Or as you say in England, the hooter.
No,
we really don't.
Okay, well, I heard that on a show somewhere. So
yeah,
I heard that in an old British sitcom.
If we're gonna use English stereotypes, then I'm gonna have to break out the Southern American accent.
Oh. Okay, no British slang. Okay, no British slang.
I've actually used the word hooter before. Thank you, Deanna.
Yeah. And he
We don't
actually
all
kicked,
talk like William Regal.
we'll just say kicked him in the schnoz.
Hee hee. Not that it's gonna make his schnoz look any better.
Knee. He kicked him in the schnoz with the knee.
Oh, come on. It's hard. It's difficult to miss that nose.
It's difficult to miss.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. And then you see Shawn stand up, and I think, honestly, Shawn was in kind of a bit of a turmoil.
It's like, now what do I do?
Because he had two options. He could call the match, and the title would just be complete. It would still be vacant. Or he could super kick Daniel.
No offense, but why wasn't super kicking Randy an option?
Because don't get me started on what would have happened if it had super kicked Randy. I don't even want to think about what Hunter would have done to him.
I don't even want to think about what Randy would have done to him.
I think what Shawn did was he decided, you know what? There's got to be a WWE champion. I said I was going to make sure there's a champion. I got to do this. Super kicks Daniel. Randy gets up, gets the pin. Shawn counts it. It's over.
Well, yeah, before Shawn went down, there was a lot of Triple H shouting at Shawn, going, "You know what's right. Do what's right."
Exactly. That's what really was causing Shawn to once again be in inner turmoil.
Yeah.
Only this time
Daniel wasn't also yelling at him, saying...
Exactly. This time he wasn't. What made it so hard for Shawn this time around was that he didn't have the guy that he respected in the ring telling him, "You know what to do. You know what is right."
No, what it was he had Hunter on one end going, "End it, stop the match," and then he had Taker on the other end telling him not to. So it was like.
And I also think another thing is that in the back of his head, Shawn sort of hated the fact that Hunter put him in this position.
Mm-hmm.
I would.
Now, honestly, we the fans are the reason Shawn was the special guest referee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hunter had no decision making in that.
Even though I think WWE,
I don't think he had any...
even though I think WWE would have fixed that poll if not,
Yeah, they probably could have.
Because there's no way this match could have happened with Bob Backlund as the referee.
No.
As awesome as Bob Backlund is.
As awesome as Bob Backlund is for a man of his age.
Yeah.
And I also think that you have to think of it this way. Shawn is, when it comes down to it, Shawn is tough as nails.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
But his heart is his weak point.
His heart gets in the way sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, at WrestleMania 28, Shawn listened to his heart. He listened to his conscience that time. This time, I think he was so upset. He was so, he was mad. He was frustrated. He was probably so mad at Hunter, he probably smacked him when he got him backstage.
I think as for where Shawn stands, we've got to wait and see what happens on Raw.
I think Shawn's gonna come out and he's probably gonna explain why he made the decision that he did.
Raw, which by the time you're watching this, has probably happened. I don't know if I can get it up before Raw. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this posted before Raw, but either way, Raw, whatever happened on Raw, happened on Raw. But yeah, for me, I think Shawn is going to be full heel.
I think Shawn is gonna say, you know what, I made a hasty decision and I regret it.
You think he regrets it?
I think from the look on Shawn's face when he left that ring, I would say yes, he regrets it. I say that because if you noticed at the end of the promo with him and Hunter,
yeah,
Shawn had that same look on his face.
Like, I don't want to do this.
Which was, I really don't want to have to do this. I don't want to have to do this to the guy that I trained, the guy that I taught a man that earned my respect every night in my ring, in my school. You know, a man that I watched grow up. You know, being 19 years old. People older look at you, you're still a kid. You know, a man that I watched grow up in my ring. A man come up in my ring. You know, I seriously, I strongly feel that Shawn does regret what he did, and I think he wishes in the back of his mind he could take it back.
Who knows? It's Shawn Michaels. Who the hell knows?
Well, I will put it this way. And then I will shut up if Tom wants me to. The fans are taking this way too literally. There are already death threats going towards both Shawn and Orton. And
send the death threats at Hunter, please.
I don't think there are any death threats going towards Hunter. I think they're all aimed at Shawn and Randy. Because Shawn did say he was going to...
I saw his Twitter and people were like, "You son of a bitch, I hate you." Blah blah.
I'm gonna see if I can find some, and I'm gonna paraphrase them.
And I was just like,
There's one in particular that
I was like, I don't know what to say except I'm not surprised and I don't hate you.
There's one in particular that I know of that I think I have on mine. This is what I told Shawn Michaels. This is what I told Shawn Michaels on Twitter. I told him, I said, Triple H should have never put you between a rock and a hard place. He did that 2 years ago, and it wasn't fair, nor is it fair now.
Yeah.
That's what I told Shawn. And also, I think, let's see, this is one that Shawn...
I was like, I'm not surprised that you did what you did, but I don't hate you for it.
A little bit of fun with this.
Yeah.
One.
He's just brushing it off like it's nothing.
He's not really taking it seriously. He said, this one person said, didn't people check out Shawn Michaels' past referee jobs before they voted? And Shawn said, not a good record, I guess. Even funny, and then someone said, and then Shawn said, don't blame WWE for what the net did to you, training and mentoring. You can't be trained when you've been working 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, well, actually, he said that to someone else. He was actually trying to say that else. And I don't know who this person is that tweeted Shawn, but Shawn said, actually, technically, or even literally, he isn't the champ. Have you not been paying attention? That's why you're mad. Sheesh.
Yeah. I see somebody put, next time I'm voting Backlund, and Shawn's comically responded, yeah, me too.
Me too.
And then someone said, I think someone made a comment about called this a screw job, and Shawn said, I think we're on a different screw job. You've really got to keep up.
Then somebody was like, will you be at Raw tonight? And he's like, I believe I will. So.
And then I don't know what this person said to Shawn, but Shawn answered this person and said, the most important step in admitting you're hooked, then you're on a road to recovery. Love you, but you're a walking cliche.
Technically, Shawn himself has said, technically you guys have encouraged my hijinks for 25 plus years. So sorta, kinda, you have some culpability in all of this, which I really like. The fact that he's basically saying it's your fault because you've encouraged me.
And then someone said, I don't know what this person said to Shawn, but Shawn said to this person, there was a finish. If you're going to use net talk points, learn to use them correctly. Helps your credibility.
Oh my God, somebody was like, all this abuse Shawn Michaels is getting, what, are you people new? And he's like, exactly.
Yeah, and then this is what someone said to Shawn. Liar, traitor, you're one of them. But just somebody,
yeah, but just one, right?
Said this. Said, liar, traitor, you're one of them. And then Shawn goes, but just one, right? You mind if I ask which one just for confirmation?
Yeah. I really, really like Shawn Michaels just having a bit of fun with all this.
And then somebody's like, you son of a bitch. And he's like, obviously I don't want to encourage this kind of language, but is it bad that I find these hilarious?
And then someone said, someone said something to Sean, and Sean goes, "By the way, this is bound to hurt the whole pumpkin contest thing, isn't it?"
Yeah.
And what it was that McMillan Rivers was doing a pumpkin contest.
Yeah.
And then someone said, "Hey, mister, don't you be all out here talking sensible and all normal and stuff." Actually, Sean said that to someone. And then he told someone, "Suppose we should be angry at all the actors who've played him over the years as well. Oh, and the guy who plays Satan."
Always getting into something ever since the barbershop. Behave already. And Sean responds, "Still having trouble with that one." You see, I really like this side of Sean's personality.
I love this about Sean.
Somebody goes, "I hate you," and he's just like, "See, that one I get. It's simple, easy to understand, and it gets straight to the point."
And someone said, "All I know is you better be at NASCAR at Texas Motor Speedway soon." And Sean goes, "Not to worry, heading there tomorrow." But I'm trying to see, there was someone, okay, Sean, I don't know who said this to Sean, but Sean answered him and said, "I don't have to read where you get your talking points from. I already know. That's what I know, and then we'll still watch."
Well, the thing you've got to think is all the people who are sending Shawn Michaels hate, right? They are still gonna watch Raw.
Then there was me, who was just like, I was like, "Well, I don't know what to say except that I'm not surprised and I don't hate you."
This is something funny. Sean said this last night after the pay-per-view was over. And this is just him, Joe, and this is him. This shows how lighthearted he is about it. He said, "Heavens to Betsy, it's way past my bedtime. We'll continue this fun tomorrow. Have a good one, all." Sean basically took this in stitches. And it said, there was something that was really funny that someone said, and someone said this, and Sean just this just made me laugh, because Sean didn't know what he was saying. The person goes, "What a shit show, and Sean's just like, "I don't understand that, but I'm guessing you're not pleased with me, correct?" It's like somebody was like, "What the fuck did you do?"
Yeah, it's like they were pissed off and typing. He's like, "I don't understand that, but I'm guessing you're not pleased with me."
Well, I think I think I speak for everybody currently on the show that yeah, Sean's responses are funny, and
yes, they are.
I think
Sean's taking this he's not taking it seriously.
But you kind of can't, you know.
He knows that that no matter how much hate mail he gets, it means nothing.
The thing is, in wrestling, if you get a reaction, positive or negative, you're still
it means you've done
your reaction. You've
done your job right.
Yeah.
It means you've done your job the way you're supposed to.
Everything. It means you sold what you were. It means you did what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
And whether or not they love you or they hate you in the end, all that matters is you did what you went out there to do. Entertain.
So let's wrap up the pay-per-view post show, because we really are rolling on towards 2 hours, at least on the call log anyway. So this has been another episode of the WWE pay-per-view post show wrap up things that we do. Yeah. So I leave it to the two of you to tell people where they can find you on various social media websites. Go.
Well, as always, you can follow me on Twitter at EastTXcountry. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Fanfiction. And you can also find me now on Fiction Press, where I have started posting sort of original short stories.
And let's see. I'm on Twitter.
I'm gonna throw it all in the description as well.
Okay. I'm on Twitter at RobynBeverly. No, I'm not Taker Soul Girl over there. That's about the one place you'll find me where I'm not. I'm on Facebook, Fiction Press, Fanfiction, and I'm also here on YouTube too.
Oh, that's me. Oh, yeah, that's one thing I forgot. I'm also on YouTube as well, so.
Don't worry, I'll put all of the all of that in the description section of this video. You guys who come here regularly know already I can be found on Twitter at TomWilliams1990. You're already on my YouTube channel. If you're finding this anywhere other than YouTube, please let me know, and I will murder the person who's stolen my work. Yeah. So you can find me on Facebook, but I'll give you the third degree because Facebook is for my personal friends. There is a Facebook group, but I barely use that. It's really just my Twitter account's feed. So follow me on Twitter, where I've got a Halloween themed name. I am Tom Williams Ghost. And of course, yeah, you know where to find me, so make sure you do. The comment section below is very much your friend, so you should go there and be nice to it, say nice things. Believe me, people read them. So this has been another one of our wrap-up shows. You guys know to come back for the next WWE pay-per-view. I don't know which one it is. It's Survivor Series, isn't it?
November
And I will be joining you for that one too because I will have watched it.
November the 24th.
The day before my birthday, so if Taker comes back, it'll be the best birthday present ever.
And also, it also happens to be 2 days before the birthday of the late great Davey Boy Smith.
Yay!
So thank you everybody for watching. Make sure you don't do anything stupid on Halloween, because believe me, I have plans.